What's up, everybody? I'm Flash. This is One Man's Opinion, the show where we cover just about everything, and today we're covering another epic rap battle because my life has just been too busy to finish any of the other projects I'm working on. I love doing the epic rap battles, but I've been making like an effort to not do as many in the last couple weeks, and I feel like I've been doing more because life outside of YouTube has been very busy for me lately, and these are quick and easy and fun, but also they don't take any time for me to edit because there's almost no editing involved. Every now and again I might trim down if I get a little long-winded, but other than that, there's not much to these. And so I'm doing another one. I have a lot of them that are recommended. I'm kind of holding off on those a little bit. So instead I went back to Season 1, started looking at some of those because I haven't done many of Season 1, and this is one that wasn't recommended yet. And so I thought I would do it. Plus, I've been playing Hogwarts Legacy, and so, you know, Dumbledore. There's a connection there. By the way, if you've watched my first video, the second one should be coming up within the next few days. Hopefully, certainly within the next week. And I have another Disney casting video coming up. I would love for it to be up tomorrow by Saturday at the very latest is the plan. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, staying super busy. Lots of other stuff. I've had a lot of recommendations for me to try a couple of new things to react to on the channel. I'm going to be looking at some of those things hopefully very soon. So if you've made those sort of recommendations to me, just know that I'm working on it. It's coming down the pipeline. I'm sorry I've been kind of slow getting videos out lately, but it has been kind of chaotic here. So happy to be doing this, happy to be knocking this out. I got to put in my earbuds, and then we'll be ready to rock and roll. All right, so we know that Season 1 isn't, you know, they were just getting started. It's not quite up to the standard that Epic Rap Battle finds itself at in the future for so many of the battles. But it's been a long time since I looked at this one, and there are some gems in that first season. So, who knows? Let's see what we got. It's pretty short. We're going to break it down.
Shadowfax! Tom, riddle me this, you bitch! How's your little wand gonna beat my star? I'll leave my...
There is something I love about these first seasons. Like, the costumes are not as good, the rhyming is not as good, but there's a charm to these older ones in their simplicity that I really, really think you almost miss with some of the new complex ones. Let's just take a quick look at this.
Shall not pass! Our brought fires like Shadowfax!
Okay, you shall not pass, obviously, Gandalf's super awesome catchphrase from Fellowship of the Rings. And then I rap fast like Shadowfax, his horse, which is supposed to be like the fastest horse ever. And I love that I rap fast like Shadowfax proceeds to not rap any faster. Like, you think he's going to kind of pick it up a little bit, but he really doesn't.
Tom, riddle me this, you bitch! How's your little wand gonna beat my star?
Tom, riddle me this. Okay, Tom Riddle, Lord Voldemort. So, a little bit of a jab there. I would say Voldemort's probably a sore spot for Dumbledore, having been one of his previous students that turned to be the, you know, most evil wizard of all time. And then we've got the penis jokes coming in. How's your little wand going to beat my staff? So, okay, here we go.
Leave mites in flames! Punch my hand off! Touch mine, Dumbledore, and scorch your other hand off!
Oh, okay, all right. Little reference to, that would be the Half-Blood Prince, where we find out Dumbledore has ruined his hand before he, you know, trying to destroy a Horcrux, and will die shortly after that. So I leave mics in flames. I don't know if there's a reference to something there. It seems like just kind of a straight one-liner.
Flames! Touched by Gandalf! Touch mine, Dumbledore, and scorch your other hand off! You fool! You got snaked! You're not a real fighter! Death makes you die, it just makes my price brighter!
That's a pretty good flex, and I'm not gonna lie, I mean, he's kind of throwing some jabs. There's some decent punches here that he's going at Dumbledore with. It's nothing crazy, but hey, you fool, you got snaped. That's because Snape killed him. To be fair, he was going to die anyway, and Dumbledore kind of told him to do it. You know, he was like, look, I'm going to die anyway, and this will serve a greater purpose, you know. So it left Snape in a position where he could continue to play the villain. It's okay. It's fine. But I think the real capper of it is death makes you die. It just makes my brights brighter. He's saying you died and you stay dead. I just come back better than I was before. So that's pretty good.
Hand off. You fool! You got snaked! You're not a real fighter!
Okay.
That makes you die, it just makes my price brighter! Your ass is like Gringotts, everyone makes a deposit! We all know you've more than a Bogart in your closet!
Oh, it was a different time. It was a different time, and I miss it. I miss it. Everyone's so much more sensitive now. Oh, but it's funny. Obviously, the gay jokes are coming in. This was probably not long after, I think J.K. Rowling actually came out and said that Dumbledore was gay, which was really weird because there was never any indication of it in the books. Now, someone is going to be like, oh, it was subtext. You know, if you really read into it, you could tell that he was a homosexual. And like, no, it's not. It's not there. I've read all of the Harry Potter books multiple times. It's not there. I'm sorry. If you want it to be there, if you want to read into something deep enough, you can try to make anything sound like anything, especially with the written word. It's really easy to stretch your imagination. It's not there. It was something that JK was like, this will be good for my book sales and make it more inclusive. I will say this, and no one could say otherwise because I wrote it. That's her prerogative. It's her book, and if she thinks that if she wants Dumbledore to be gay, Dumbledore can be gay. That's all well and good. I just don't think there was any evidence of it in the books. That's all I'm saying. But since Dumbledore is gay, as stated by J.K. Rowling, we get bars like this from Gandalf, and it's pretty funny with the Gringotts bar.
Like Gringotts, everyone makes a deposit.
Which is the bank, by the way, in the wizarding world.
We all know you've more than a Bogart in your closet.
Bogarts are a monster that hide in closets and turn into the thing you fear the most. And then obviously there's a closeted homosexual joke there. So, he's got punches. Gandalf threw some punches. It was funny. There's good. There's good there.
Prophecy forgot to mention this day when I knocked your ass back to Gandalf the Grey. Catch us.
I miss a time when Nice Peter only had like 3 voices. Like, I can't tell you how many times he used this voice in particular for a character. It's so funny to hear. This doesn't sound like Dumbledore in the slightest. And I think he said, instead of trying to do an impression, I'm just going to give him an old growly voice. I'm Dumbledore. Even though this is not what Dumbledore sounds like.
Hurry, you put your name in the goblet of fire. Mention this day when I knocked your ass back to Gandalf the Grey. Check your status, they call me headmaster, you're nothing. Nice stab, you compensating for something?
Okay, all right, we got a rebuttal right there. I like it, okay. So he's got a little bit, Dumbledore coming out with a little bit of fire. He's got a little bit of energy, some anger to him. I'm going to knock you back to Gandalf the Grey. That's pretty good. Check your status, they call me headmaster of Hogwarts. And then he says, nice staff, you compensating for something. So he's going bar for bar with him on the penis jokes. He says, I can take it, but I can dish it out too. So, so far he's in stride. He's doing fine.
I prefer the company of wizards and I'm proud of it. You try to win your battles with 2 fat hobbits. You think your hairy-toed friends are gonna harm me? Wait till they get a taste of Dumbledore's army. Do not take me for some...
Was that shorter? That seemed shorter. I know I probably talked more during Gandalf's, but it seemed like he had another bar or 2. But also right here, he's going to kind of own up to the gay thing, which, hey, if you're going to do it, then you might as well flaunt it, I guess.
I prefer the company of wizards, and I'm proud of it.
That's kind of, it's kind of a wink and a nod there. That's kind of what he's saying. I prefer the company of wizards, not witches. You try to win your battles.
You try to win your battles with two fat hobbits.
You try to win your battles with two fat hobbits. I don't really know. I mean, Samwise was chunky, but the other ones weren't really fat. So that's kind of a swing and a miss right there.
Think your hairy-toed friends are gonna harm me? Wait till they get a taste of Dumbledore's army.
I mean, it's a bit of a flex right there at the end too. But all in all, I think Gandalf's verse was better. More punches, flexes hit a little bit better. Gandalf the White is a little bit better of a flex than Headmaster. Like Dumbledore was the truth. He was the real deal as far as wizards go. But being the White in the Lord of the Rings world is a heftier title than Headmaster of Hogwarts, I'm afraid. I think if Dumbledore was going to flex, he should have said, I was literally the greatest wizard of all time. That would have been his flex to go to, not Headmaster. I'm not saying Dumbledore doesn't have his accolades. I'm saying he flexed the wrong flex. There are other things Dumbledore, he defeated Grindelwald. Voldemort was scared of him. There are plenty of flexes Dumbledore could have made other than I'm Headmaster. So I'm still leaning Gandalf here.
For some conjurer of cheap tricks, I don't give a fuck about your Order of Phoenix.
Okay.
I'll tie a noose on your beard with your wrinkly balls, for I am the one rapper to rule them all. Your spells.
We didn't have to take it there, did we? Did we have to? I guess we did. I asked for it. Older ERBs. Here we are.
Dumbledore's army. Do not take me for some conjurer of cheap tricks.
Do not take me for some conjurer of cheap tricks. I'm not here to rob you. I'm here to help you. That's Gandalf right there. Call me a nerd if you want to. Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Rings. He's talking to Bilbo. He's like, man, I'm not trying to steal this ring from you. I'm trying to help you. This thing is corrupting you. Great quote by Gandalf there.
I don't give a fuck.
Fox there is a bit of a double there. He's saying I don't give a F, but also I don't give a fox because the name of Dumbledore's Phoenix was Fox. And so he's killing the bird. And
Order of Phoenix.
And then the Order of the Phoenix, kind of a little bit of a rebuttal to the Dumbledore's army flex. Because Dumbledore's army was basically the kid version of the Order of Phoenix. Harry put it together to try to help people train more better, which is not the way I should say that. But to try to help them train better for dark arts. It was basically a defense against the dark arts class that they weren't getting that year of school.
I'll tie a noose on your beard with your wrinkly balls, for I am the one rapper to rule.
Dumbledore has a knot in his beard sometimes.
How did you put your name in the goblet of fire? Rule them all. Your spells
I'm the one rapper to rule them all. The one ring to rule them all. Okay.
are a joke. Not funny ones either. Minds of Moria? Ha! More like Mind of Mencia. I'll expect them.
That's a dated reference right there if you don't know Mind of Mencia. I wouldn't even know how to begin to explain that to you. It was a TV show. There was a comedian. Anyway, your spells are a joke, not funny ones either. That's pretty played out. That's a pretty played out thing to say to someone. And then even the flip of Minds of Moria, that's just a place that they had to travel through. It's where he died. So I guess that's died. I guess that's a punch. And then maybe he's making fun of him because he kind of got lost in there. I'm trying to stretch this out to be a better punch than it was. So he's saying Minds of Moria, which is where you got lost and died. More like Mind of Mencia, because you're a joke. You're a joke because of what went down there. It's a big stretch. Maybe something there could have been fleshed out a little bit better. There's a lot to mine, no pun intended, from the Minds of Moria. But I don't think Dumbledore did a good job bringing those faults to light.
Either Minds of Moria, ha! More like Mind of Mencia. I'll expecto my patronum on your face, you little snitch. And when
Expecto my patronum. Okay, that's a spell, but it's definitely kind of I guess, would I say that that's a gay reference? I think he's just saying, you know what, I'll let you use your imagination.
The finish, I'm a fly like it's Quidditch.
Yeah, Gandalf won that. That's a pretty weak verse there, ending up for Dumbledore. It's still pretty funny. A pretty funny rap battle. Kind of enjoyed it. Even though it's one of the older ones, the simplicity of these I miss in a strange way. I don't think I would want that all the time, but if I got one of these just like every now and again, yeah, I'd enjoy that. Sure. All right, that was Dumbledore versus Gandalf, and let me know who you thought won in the comments below. Maybe I missed something. Two characters I know pretty well, and so I don't think I missed much, but there's always like connections that I fail to make. Sometimes you guys are on a different wavelength with one of the bars, and you're like, oh, I see what you're saying, but I think it meant this. And those are always super interesting to read. It's always interesting to get someone else's perspective on things because you can't see it from all angles. One man just can't see it from all angles. I can have my opinion, but it doesn't make it fact. And so thank you for stopping by, for hanging out with me. I've got a lot of content coming as soon as I can get it going. So just hang in there, especially if you're fans of some of the other stuff that I do on the channel. Hang in there. It's on the way. I'm working hard on it. I just don't have much time right now, so hopefully it'll be down the pipeline soon. Don't forget to comment and let me know other things you'd like to see me do on the channel because that's always super important to me, especially as the number of epic rap battles start to dwindle a little bit. We still have quite a few to cover, but as we start to get on the back hill slide of the ERBs, I will need something to kind of fill that void. So make sure you're making those comments known in the comments below, and even if I don't get to those right away, I'll have them in the back of my mind as we move forward. Thank you guys so much. I've kept you long enough. This has been One Man's Opinion. I appreciate it.